Girlfriends cast then and now 2000 versus 2026. Did you know one of our beloved Girlfriends stars survived a horrific 10-foot fall near a lion's den, while another walked away from a multi-million-dollar contract at the peak of her fame? As we hit 2026, the glitz of the 2000s has faded, revealing a raw reality of bankruptcy, near-death experiences, and billion-dollar empires. From Jones' corporate climb to real-life boardroom battles, these icons have completely rewritten their scripts. Welcome to Black Excellence Legends, where we uncover the unbelievable truth of where the cast is today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't believe which star is leading a total revolution in 2026. Tracee Ellis Ross. Tracee Ellis Ross has orchestrated a career that transcends the typical Hollywood trajectory, evolving from a sitcom lead into a multifaceted cultural phenomenon. When she first graced our screens in 2000 as Joan Clayton, the neurotically charming attorney Ross faced the monumental task of establishing her own identity beneath the towering shadow of her legendary mother, Diana Ross. Over 8 seasons, she didn't just play a character. She captured the anxieties and aspirations of a generation of professional women. By 2026, her transformation into a global entrepreneur and advocate is nothing short of breathtaking. The cornerstone of her legacy shifted significantly in 2019 with the launch of Pattern Beauty. This wasn't merely a celebrity endorsement, it was a decade-long labor of love. Ross invested her own capital and vision to serve the curls, coils, and tight textures community that the mainstream market had historically ignored. As of early 2026, Pattern Beauty has expanded into a massive retail empire, securing her status as a formidable CEO with a net worth surpassing $16 million. Her artistic evolution is equally compelling. Following her Golden Globe-winning tenure on Blackish, she pivoted toward projects that reflect her personal growth. Currently, she stars in and produces intimate travel docuseries that explore the nuances of Joy's solitude and self-discovery. These projects strip away the sitcom gloss, revealing a woman who is entirely comfortable in her skin. Ross has become a vocal leader in the silver hair movement and body positivity, refusing to adhere to ageist industry standards. At 53, she remains a fashion icon, but her influence now carries a weightier purpose. She utilizes her massive platform to mentor emerging Black creators and advocate for mental wellness, proving that her greatest role isn't one written by a screenwriter, but the one she authored for herself. Golden Brooks. Golden Brooks possesses a professional resilience that stands as a masterclass for veterans navigating the fickle landscape of the entertainment industry. When the world met her in 2000 as Maya Denise Wilkes, she was the fiery, sharp-tongued heart of the group, a woman balancing working-class realities with intellectual hunger. While the public often conflates actors with their most famous personas, Brooks spent the ensuing decades proving her range extended far beyond the rhythmic punchlines of a multi-camera sitcom. By 2026, she has successfully rebranded herself as a formidable dramatic powerhouse and a sophisticated academic, boasting an impressive master's degree from Sarah Lawrence College that informs her nuanced approach to storytelling. Her post-sitcom journey has been defined by a refusal to be pigeonholed. Brooks deliberately sought out grit over glamour, delivering hauntingly evocative performances in prestige television. Her portrayal in the TNT limited series I'm the Night 2019 shattered the comedic mold, showcasing a capacity for raw psychological vulnerability. As of early 2026, her filmography includes over 50 credits, reflecting a work ethic that thrives on consistency rather than fleeting viral moments. She has found a sweet spot in the modern streaming era, securing recurring roles in high-stakes dramas and family comedies alike, such as Disney's Saturdays, where she mentors a new generation of talent behind the scenes. Beyond the lens, Brooks has become a vocal advocate for Black actresses, over 40, candidly discussing the career droughts and systemic hurdles that often silence mature voices in Hollywood. At 55, she radiates a quiet, grounded confidence, prioritizing projects that challenge racial and gender stereotypes. She balances her demanding filming schedule with the complexities of single motherhood, raising her daughter with an emphasis on education and artistic integrity. In 2026, Brooks isn't just a nostalgic face from a beloved era. She is a seasoned artisan who has outlasted industry trends through sheer talent and intellectual depth, proving that the second act of a career can be even more profound than the first. Jenifer Lewis. Jenifer Lewis, rightfully coronated as the mother of Black Hollywood, embodies an indomitable spirit that has weathered both internal psychological storms and physical near catastrophes. When she burst onto Girlfriends in 2000 as the formidable Veretta Childs, she brought a seismic energy that commanded every frame. While her on-screen persona was defined by sharp-witted maternal authority, Lewis was privately navigating a complex journey with bipolar disorder, a diagnosis she received in 1990 but didn't publicly disclose until much later. By 2026, she has transitioned from a supporting powerhouse into a global symbol of survival and mental health advocacy, proving that her vitality is unquenchable even in the face of mortality. The trajectory of her life took a dramatic, near-fatal turn in late 2022 during a vacation in the Serengeti. Lewis suffered a horrific 10-foot plunge from a hotel balcony into a dry ravine, an accident that resulted in a shattered hip and shoulder. Lying in the pitch-black African night, hearing the distant roar of lions, she utilized her theatrical breathing techniques just to stay conscious. Her recovery was a Herculean feat involving a 9-hour surgery, massive blood transfusions, and grueling physical therapy. By 2026, at the age of 68, approaching 69, she has not only regained her ability to walk, but has returned to the limelight with a renewed, ferocious appreciation for existence. Her legacy is cemented by over 450 episodic television appearances and a decade-defining run on Blackish as the hilariously overbearing Ruby Johnson. In this current era, Lewis has moved beyond scripted roles to become a sought-after motivational orator and best-selling author. Her memoir, The Mother of Black Hollywood, serves as a roadmap for resilience, detailing her triumphs over addiction and trauma with her signature unfiltered humor. In 2026, Jenifer Lewis remains a force of nature, a woman who stared down death in the wild and returned to the stage with a cackle that echoes louder than ever, reminding the world that divas don't just survive, they conquer. Jill Marie Jones. Jill Marie Jones delivered a performance so definitive as Antoinette Tony Childs that she inadvertently created a double-edged sword for her subsequent professional path. In 2000, at the age of 25, Jones infused the narcissistic yet deeply insecure real estate agent with a comedic precision that anchored the show's chemistry. However, her abrupt departure in 2006 following the conclusion of the 6th season sent shockwaves through the industry and ignited decades of speculation regarding contractual disputes. By 2026, the narrative surrounding Jones has shifted from one of a missing star to a portrait of an intentional artist who prioritized mental equilibrium over the relentless machinery of mainstream fame. The post-Girlfriends era was marked by a grueling period of industry adjustment. Jones has been candid about the psychological toll of the spotlight fading, admitting to battles with chronic insomnia and severe anxiety as she navigated the limbo of Hollywood typecasting. Rather than succumbing to the pressure of replicating her sitcom success, she pivoted toward the burgeoning world of independent cinema and genre-bending television. Her role in the horror comedy cult classic Ash vs. Evil Dead 2015 signaled a creative rebirth, proving she possessed the grit for action and suspense. As of early 2026, the 51-year-old actress has evolved into a discerning producer, focusing her energy on the series' monogamy and boutique digital projects that allow her to bypass traditional gatekeepers. In 2026, Jill Marie Jones exudes a refined, low-key sophistication that mirrors her personal philosophy of peace over presence. She has cultivated a lifestyle far removed from the vapid vanity of her most famous character, utilizing her social platforms to discuss the importance of therapy and holistic healing. While fans periodically clamor for a reboot, Jones remains steadfast in her commitment to authentic contemporary storytelling rather than dwelling in nostalgia. She has successfully transitioned into a veteran creator who owns her narrative, demonstrating that a career's value is not measured by the volume of the applause, but by the autonomy of the performer once the curtains have closed. Richard T. Jones. Richard T. Jones has constructed one of the most reliable and enduring professional blueprints of any actor within the Girlfriends orbit. When he debuted in the early 2000s as Aaron Waters, the empathetic and stabilizing love interest for Joan Clayton, he brought a grounded masculine vulnerability that stood in perfect contrast to the show's high-energy antics. While many actors struggle to transition from the boyfriend archetype of a female-led sitcom, Jones utilized that visibility as a springboard into a prolific career, as a character actor and eventually a network pillar. By 2026, he has become a ubiquitous presence in American living rooms, synonymous with authority and quiet strength. The definitive pivot in his career arrived in 2018 when he secured the role of Sergeant, later Lieutenant Wade Gray, on the ABC police procedural The Rookie. Unlike the fleeting arcs of guest starring roles, this position allowed Jones to showcase a different gear, stern, protective, and deeply principled. As of early 2026, the series has moved into its 8th season, with Jones serving as a central anchor of the ensemble. His longevity on the show is a testament to his workhorse ethos. He is a performer who prioritizes the craft over the celebrity circuit. His resume now boasts over 100 credits, ranging from cinematic appearances in The Wood and Why Did I Get Married to steady work in prestige dramas like Judging Amy. Off camera, the 54-year-old actor maintains a lifestyle rooted in faith and family stability, a rarity in the volatile climate of Hollywood. Born in Kobe, Japan, and raised in California, he possesses a global perspective that influences his approach to mentorship and industry leadership. In 2026, Richard T. Jones stands as a symbol of the slow burn success story. He hasn't chased the ephemeral highs of blockbuster stardom. Instead, he has cultivated a career defined by consistency, earning the respect of peers and audiences alike. He proves that being a reliable actor is perhaps the most revolutionary thing one can be in an industry obsessed with the next big trend. Reginald C. Hayes. Reginald C. Hayes delivered a multi-layered performance as William Jerome Dent, the only male series regular who managed to thrive within the vibrant female dynamic of Girlfriends. Throughout 8 seasons, Hayes infused the bougie attorney with a blend of awkward charm and steadfast loyalty, a role that earned him 3 NAACP Image Awards. However, the period following the show's 2008 cancellation became a harrowing gauntlet of professional invisibility and personal hardship. By 2026, his narrative has transformed into a profound story of survival, marking a triumphant return from the brink of both financial ruin and physiological collapse. The downfall years were a stark contrast to his early success. Hayes has spoken candidly about the industry's fickle nature, which left him struggling to secure work and eventually leading him to move into his sister's garage to stave off homelessness. His situation grew dire in 2020 when he was hospitalized for congestive heart failure, a crisis that forced him to confront his mortality away from the cameras. Yet the 2020s sparked a Reginald renaissance. Fueled by the show's resurgence on streaming platforms, a new generation embraced his talent, leading to a physical and professional metamorphosis. By 2026, the 56-year-old actor has emerged looking revitalized, his viral health transformation serving as a testament to his discipline. Professionally, Hayes has reclaimed his space in the industry with a string of strategic appearances in contemporary hits like Abbott Elementary and Black Lightning. He has diversified his creative portfolio by leaning into writing and producing, ensuring he is no longer solely dependent on the whims of casting directors. In 2026, he stands as a beacon of resilience for actors navigating the brutal ebbs and flows of fame. His journey from the heights of a hit sitcom to the depths of a hospital bed and finally back to a position of health and steady employment proves that a glow-up isn't always about aesthetics. It's about the courage to keep breathing until the tide turns. Khalil Kain. Khalil Kain has navigated a career defined by an uncompromising commitment to artistic depth, successfully transitioning from a reliable television lead to a profound voice in contemporary American theater. While Girlfriends fans primarily recognize him for his tenure as Darnell Wilkes, the grounded blue-collar anchor to Maya's ambitious ascent, Kain was always an individual of intense discipline and eclectic interests. Stepping into the role from the 2nd season onward, he provided the series with his most authentic depiction of working-class Black masculinity. By 2026, he has transcended the sitcom husband archetype, emerging as a sophisticated playwright-director and martial arts master who treats every project with the precision of a craftsman. The 2000s marked a pivotal second act for Kain, driven by his desire to shape narratives rather than simply inhabit them. His transition behind the curtain reached a creative zenith with his play, Lambs to Slaughter, a hard-hitting lyrical examination of family trauma and urban violence. This project signaled his arrival as a serious literary force, blending rhythm poetry and raw realism to challenge theatrical norms. As of early 2026, the 61-year-old artist continues to direct and produce indie cinema, prioritizing stories that explore the complexities of the human condition over mainstream commercial appeal. His discipline is further mirrored in his personal life. A dedicated practitioner of Hapkido Kain holds a black belt, crediting the martial art for the focus and resilience required to survive decades in the industry. In 2026, Khalil Kain represents a rare breed of performer who has matured with grace and intellectual vigor. He balances a consistent acting schedule, often discovered by new generations via streaming, with a rich domestic life alongside his wife, artist Ellis Leon. His journey from the cult classic film Juice to the stages of modern theater proves that longevity in Hollywood isn't about maintaining a static image, but about the constant pursuit of evolution. He remains a respected veteran who has traded the predictable rhythms of a sitcom for the unpredictable, urgent pulse of original storytelling, proving that his most powerful lines are now the ones he writes himself. Dondre T. Whitfield. Dondre T. Whitfield has evolved into a figure of profound significance within the entertainment community, successfully leveraging his decades-long acting career to become a prominent advocate for emotional intelligence and responsible masculinity. When he joined the Girlfriends universe in the early 2000s as Shawn Ellis, he portrayed the quintessentially charming but emotionally guarded love interest, a role that showcased his natural charisma and nuanced screen presence. However, Whitfield's legacy in 2026 is defined less by his fictional romantic entanglements and more by his real-world impact as an author, speaker, and mentor. He has transitioned from being a recognizable face on television to a vital voice in the global conversation regarding the development of young men. The cornerstone of his contemporary identity is his movement and best-selling book, Male vs. Man, launched in 2020. This initiative was born from his personal observations of the systemic lack of mentorship for males, and it focuses on the distinction between biological maleness and the cultivated responsibility of manhood. By 2026, the 56-year-old Brooklyn native has expanded this philosophy into a wide-reaching digital platform and workshop series, collaborating with schools and organizations to foster integrity and service. His professional life remains robust. Following his acclaimed run as Remy Newell on Queen Sugar, he has secured a reputation as a dependable veteran capable of imbuing every role with a sense of dignity and moral weight. In 2026, Whitfield stands as a model of personal and professional stability. His marriage to actress and director Sally Richardson Whitfield, spanning over 24 years, serves as a rare example of long-term partnership in the volatile world of celebrity. He has spoken candidly about the egoless nature of their relationship, particularly how they supported one another through the varying cycles of their respective careers. Today, Dondre T. Whitfield is a multi-hyphenate leader who views his acting credits not as the final destination, but as the megaphone for his true calling, building a generation of men who prioritize character over fame and service over self. Persia White. Persia White has meticulously crafted a life that mirrors the eclectic, avant-garde spirit of her girlfriend's character Lynn Searcy, while grounding it in profound activism and professional maturity. In 2000, she introduced Lynn as the barefoot bohemian with a perpetual thirst for education and art, a role that allowed White to explore themes of racial identity and spiritual searching. However, unlike the often rudderless Lynn, White has demonstrated a razor-sharp focus in her creative and philanthropic endeavors. By 2026, she has solidified her status as a multi-hyphenate powerhouse, blending music, cinema, and environmental advocacy into a cohesive and influential legacy. Her musical journey remains a vital artery of her expression. In 2009, she released her debut solo album, Mecca, a moody electronic-infused project that showcased her haunting vocals and experimental sensibilities. Into 2026, the 53-year-old artist continues to compose and collaborate on sonic projects that defy mainstream categorization. Parallel to her music, her commitment to the planet has become a primary pillar of her public life. A dedicated vegan and board member of major animal rights organizations, White co-produced the award-winning documentary Earthlings and has utilized her platform to champion ocean conservation. Her activism is not a celebrity accessory, it is a fundamental extension of her artistry, treating compassion as a radical act of creativity. In 2026, Persia White's personal narrative exudes a sense of serene completion. Her marriage to actor Joseph Morgan, whom she met on the set of The Vampire Diaries, has blossomed into a creative partnership that spans over 11 years. Together, they produce independent film projects, often casting a spotlight on unconventional stories through their production company. White also balances her career with her role as a mother to her daughter Mecca, who has followed in her creative footsteps. Today, Persia White represents the evolution of the free spirit, a woman who once portrayed a character searching for a lane, only to realize she could build her own highway through art activism and a fiercely independent spirit. Shawn Harrison. Shawn Harrison has mastered the art of professional longevity by evolving from a beloved sitcom sidekick into a seasoned veteran of the entertainment industry. While Girlfriends fans fondly remember him as Peaches, the flamboyant, scene-stealing hairstylist who infused every episode with comedic electricity, Harrison was already a household name long before arriving at Joan Clayton's salon. Having gained early fame as the lovable Waldo Geraldo Faldo on Family Matters in the 1990s, Harrison faced the common industry trap of being permanently typecast. By 2026, however, he has successfully dismantled those barriers, proving that his career is built on much more than just perfectly timed punchlines. The 2000s have seen Harrison transition into a sophisticated, behind-the-scenes powerhouse. While he continues to appear in front of the camera, with recurring roles in hits like The Ms. Pat Show, his most significant evolution has been as a writer and producer. By early 2026, the 52-year-old actor has successfully developed and produced original scripted content utilizing his decades of experience on multi-camera stages to mentor emerging comedic talent. His voice acting portfolio has also expanded exponentially with credits in major animation franchises that allow him to showcase a range far removed from the high-energy personas of his youth. Harrison has cultivated a reputation as a prose pro, a reliable, egoless performer who understands the mechanics of a hit show better than almost anyone in the business. In 2026, Shawn Harrison's narrative is one of quiet, consistent triumph. He has avoided the tabloid pitfalls that often ensnare child stars, maintaining a private life rooted in Los Angeles, while staying deeply connected to his Girlfriends and Family Matters legacies. He remains a fixture at reunions and industry panels, not as a relic of the past, but as a thriving architect of the future. Today, Harrison represents the endurance of the character actor. He has traded the fleeting intensity of teenage stardom for a durable multi-decade career, proving that the secret to staying relevant isn't reinventing the wheel. It's about being the most prepared person in the room when the cameras start rolling. Tracee Michaela. Tracee Michaela's trajectory is perhaps the most radical and spiritually profound of the entire Girlfriends alumni, representing a complete departure from the Hollywood machine in favor of a higher calling. When she arrived on the scene in the early 2000s as Yvonne Blackwell, the fierce high-energy police officer and fiancée to William Dent, she was a rising star with immense comedic potential and undeniable screen presence. However, at the height of her television success, Michaela faced a deep internal conflict between the demands of the industry and her evolving Christian faith. In a move that remains legendary for its integrity, she chose to walk away from a lucrative contract when a creative direction clashed with her personal values, trading the spotlight for a life of holistic service. By 2026, Michaela has successfully rebranded herself as a global leader in health and wellness, far removed from the fictional streets of Los Angeles. As the founder of Zuliana Nutrition Solutions, the 55-year-old entrepreneur has dedicated over 2 decades to researching natural health and disease prevention. Affectionately dubbed the Harriet Tubman of health by her followers, she has authored multiple books including Zuliana, A New Way of Life, and travels across continents as a motivational orator and fitness expert. Her African dance cardio program has become a cornerstone of her wellness empire, blending cultural heritage with physical vitality to empower women to reclaim their bodies through education, not medication. In 2026, Tracee Michaela stands as a powerful testament to the idea that professional success can be redefined on one's own terms. While she remains a beloved figure in the Girlfriends legacy, her current identity is rooted in the tangible impact she has on the lives of those she heals. Based on the East Coast, she balances her roles as a wife entrepreneur and health advocate with a sense of peace that few find in the entertainment industry. Her journey proves that walking away from the camera isn't an end, but a beginning, demonstrating that the most impactful role one can play is the one that serves the well-being of others. Keshia Knight Pulliam. Keshia Knight Pulliam occupies a singular space in American television history, serving as a living bridge between the wholesome family sitcom era and the modern landscape of Black female empowerment. Long before joining the Girlfriends narrative as the sophisticated yet complicated relative of the main cast, Pulliam was already an institutional icon. Having earned an Emmy nomination at just 6 years old for her legendary portrayal of Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show, she faced the daunting challenge of outgrowing America's little sister. By 2026, she has shattered the child star curse, evolving into a formidable entrepreneur, strategic actress, and a venture capital advocate for women of color. Her journey into 2026 has been defined by a deliberate reclamation of her agency. After graduating from Spelman College, a move she prioritized over immediate Hollywood offers, she returned to the screen on her own terms, most notably in Tyler Perry's House of Pain. However, her most impactful work currently takes place in the boardroom. The 46-year-old mogul has become a titan in the Atlanta business ecosystem, co-founding the Fearless Fund, a venture capital firm dedicated to closing the funding gap for Black female entrepreneurs. Despite facing legal and systemic hurdles in the mid-2000s, Pulliam has emerged as a vocal leader in corporate equity, proving that her early exposure to the industry gave her the business acumen to change it from the inside out. In 2026, Keshia Knight Pulliam radiates a sense of seasoned authority. Her personal life, which includes a blended family with actor Brad James, reflects a journey of resilience, grace, and new beginnings. She balances her acting portfolio with hosting duties and her Camp Kizzy Foundation, which empowers young girls to cultivate self-esteem and leadership. Pulliam has successfully navigated the transition from a pint-sized nostalgic symbol to a high-powered cultural architect. Today, she represents the ultimate evolution, a woman who survived the intense scrutiny of childhood fame to become a person of substance, ensuring that her legacy is measured not just by TV ratings, but by the door she opens for the next generation of pioneers. Phil Reeves. Phil Reeves has solidified his status as one of Hollywood's most indispensable character actors, possessing a rare ability to infuse corporate rigidity with a dry, subversive wit. When he first appeared in Girlfriends as Charles Sweetelson, the managing partner at Joan & Williams law firm, he perfectly captured the well-meaning but out-of-touch archetype. His performance transformed what could have been a generic boss role into a source of consistent comedic friction, navigating the cultural gaps of the early 2000s with a cringe-inducing yet lovable charm. By 2026, Reeves has moved far beyond the law offices of Goldberg and Sweetelson, becoming a ubiquitous fixture in the landscape of prestige comedy and political satire. The 2010s and 2020s served as a golden era for Reeves as he became the go-to actor for portraying high-ranking officials with hidden absurdities. His tenure as vice president and later President Andrew Doyle on the multi-Emmy winning series Veep showcased his mastery of deadpan delivery, earning him widespread critical acclaim. As of early 2026, the 73-year-old veteran remains incredibly prolific with a filmography that spans over 4 decades and includes standout roles in everything from Parks and Recreation to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. His enduring presence in the industry is a testament to his reliability. Directors view Reeves as a secret weapon who can sharpen the comedic timing of any scene with a single weary glance or a perfectly timed pause. In 2026, Phil Reeves represents the ultimate actor's actor. He has navigated the transition from traditional network sitcoms to the fast-paced world of streaming with seamless grace, maintaining a steady output of work that would exhaust performers half his age. While he often plays characters tethered to authority ministers, CEOs, or politicians, his real-world persona is that of a deeply respected, humble craftsman who remains dedicated to the theater and the nuance of character work. Today, Reeves stands as a vital bridge between the classic era of television and the modern digital age, proving that a sharp mind and a gift for understated humor are the most durable tools an actor can possess. Tanner Scott Richards. Tanner Scott Richards occupies a unique and somewhat enigmatic chapter in the Girlfriends' legacy, serving as the original face of Jabari Wilkes during the show's foundational years. Cast as a young child in 2000, Richards was tasked with portraying the innocent, observant son of Maya and Darnell, providing a grounded domestic contrast to the high-energy social lives of the four main women. While child actors often face immense pressure to remain in the spotlight, Richards' trajectory post-2006 serves as a compelling narrative of a young man who chose to reclaim his anonymity, trading the artificial world of sound stages for a more private, grounded adult existence. By 2026, he has become a symbol of the successful exit, proving that leaving Hollywood can be just as empowering as conquering it. The transition away from the role of Jabari, which was eventually taken over by Kendre Berry, marked a significant pivot in Richards' life. Rather than chasing the increasingly competitive and often volatile circuit of teen stardom, he redirected his focus toward his education and personal development outside the Hollywood bubble. As of early 2026, the 28-year-old former actor has successfully navigated the complexities of life after fame, maintaining a remarkably low profile. While his former co-stars continue to dominate headlines, Richards has cultivated a career in a separate sector, utilizing the discipline he learned on set to fuel his professional pursuits in the private world. He remains one of the few child stars of the era who managed to transition into adulthood without the baggage of public scandal or career desperation. In 2026, Tanner Scott Richards represents the beauty of a quiet legacy. He is fondly remembered by the Girlfriend's Day One fans as the little boy who grew up before their eyes in the early seasons, yet he has resisted the urge to capitalize on nostalgia through reality TV or social media overexposure. He balances his current life with a sense of perspective that only those who have seen behind the curtain can possess. Today, Richards proves that the most successful now doesn't always involve a red carpet. For him, success is the freedom to define himself by his own standards, far removed from the character he played over 2 decades ago, standing as a healthy, thriving individual who owns his past without being trapped by it. Kendre Berry. Kendre Berry stepped into the role of Jabari Wilkes during a pivotal transition for Girlfriends, taking over the mantle in 2006 and aging the character into the complexities of adolescence. While replacing an established child actor is often a thankless task, Berry infused Jabari with a fresh teenage energy that reflected the evolving maturity of the show's storylines. He navigated the awkwardness of puberty and the friction of a growing parent-child dynamic with a natural ease that resonated with audiences. By 2026, the image of the lanky teenager on Maya Wilkes' couch has been replaced by a multifaceted entrepreneur and artist who has successfully leveraged his early exposure to build a diverse creative empire. The 2000s marked a significant evolution for Berry as he transitioned from a former child star into a multi-hyphenate creator. Recognizing the precarious nature of the acting industry, he diversified his talents early on, moving into the realms of music and executive leadership. As of early 2026, the 34-year-old has established himself as a formidable force in the independent R&B and hip-hop scene, releasing music under his own imprint. His artistic vision is characterized by a sophisticated blend of soulful melodies and introspective lyrics, often reflecting on his journey through the Hollywood machine. Beyond his own performances, Berry serves as a CEO and creative consultant, helping emerging artists navigate the digital landscape with the wisdom of a veteran who has spent over 2 decades in the business. In 2026, Kendre Berry represents the modern survivor of the child acting era. He has managed to maintain a consistent presence in the industry, appearing in shows like Insecure and The Games People Play, while simultaneously building a legacy that is independent of his Girlfriend's fame. He balances his high-paced professional life with a commitment to fitness and mental health, often sharing his journey with a dedicated following that has grown up alongside him. Today, Berry proves that childhood stardom doesn't have to be a peak. For him, it was merely the introductory chapter to a career defined by autonomy, creative risk-taking, and a relentless drive to redefine himself on his own terms. The journey of the Girlfriends cast from 2000 to 2026 is a masterclass in resilience, showcasing everything from Tracee Ellis Ross's billion-dollar business empire to Jenifer Lewis's miraculous survival of a near-fatal fall. While some like Richard T. Jones found stability in network television, others like Chantea Michaela walked away from fame to pursue spiritual and physical healing. Here at Black Excellence Legends, we see a mosaic of triumph, struggle, and reinvention. However, looking at their vastly different paths, it raises a definitive question. Is a successful Hollywood career measured by staying under the bright lights? Or is the ultimate Black excellence the courage to walk away and define success on your own terms?